I started this medication specifically because I have relationship OCD and it's very debilitating. This is part 3. There are parts 1 and 2 as well, so you should check those out just so this one makes a little bit more sense and you can put it into context. Due to the intrusive thoughts that I've gotten my entire life, I've never been able to like someone for more than 2 months. I'm 23. I don't date for fun. I date to find my life partner. I've been ready for the past few years. I just had to make that step to allow my mind to allow me to feel safe in relationships and not feel like I need to run away or critique every single thing about them. Good morning. It is day 22 of Fluvoxamine. Last night was the first night that I slept a good amount. I think maybe 8 hours. Feel very well rested. It's refreshing for once because I have a very long day ahead of me. I'm not grossed out to eat anymore, which is so nice. Like, I have my breakfast right here. I woke up and thought, I need to eat. And it was more about finding something to eat based off what we have in the fridge rather than being grossed out about everything and not wanting to eat anything. So I don't know if the medication is still making me smell bad, like my pits, or if it's so random, like every few days. But maybe it's when I have anxiety or I'm eating too much Indian food, too many spices. So I don't really know. It's still a little hard to pee, but not dramatically harder than how it is in my normal day-to-day off of the meds. So we've made some progress there. I'm not like jittery anymore. I feel more comfortable to unmask still, which is nice. That's like a huge plus on this medication. Like, I don't really care as much about the perception of others. I don't have anxiety anymore from the medication. Like, I can usually tell if it's from the medication or if it's just anxiety, because I always have anxiety, but it's definitely helping with my anxiety a lot throughout the day. I don't feel depressed or anything. I think that can be a side effect on this medication. Fact check me. It's week 3. I'll update you again at 1 month. At this point, it's been a month and a week since I started the medication. One thing I've noticed that hasn't gone away yet, I find myself clenching my jaw all the time, way more than I used to. And I think it's an anxiety thing. So whenever I'm having physical symptoms of anxiety, because I tend to have more physical than mental, I'll notice, oh my God, I've been clenching my jaw for like an hour. And then I have to because it hurts and it's like my teeth hurt and my gums hurt. When I first started taking the medication and I was clenching my jaw, my gums would bleed. It's gotten a little bit better since I've become more and more aware of it and trying not to do it more, but it's still happening. It is still kind of hard to fall asleep. I tend to wake up around 6 or 7 a.m. for 30 minutes and then I'll go back to sleep. My sleep isn't perfect, but it's a lot better than it was before. At this point, the medication should almost be fully working. I think at 6 weeks, that's when its full potential is unleashed. I'm at 5 weeks now. I can definitely tell that my intrusive thoughts are a lot less. I am way more at peace. I don't question my decisions and my emotions and my feelings and my thoughts as much. I don't have as much debilitating thoughts. It's just a few times a day rather than constantly checking them for hours. Again, checking is just when trying to validate or invalidate a thought by rehearsing the thought, and I explained it more in my first video. My anxiety due to starting the medication has mostly dissipated, other than the physical symptoms of anxiety like clenching my jaw. My social anxiety is less than it was before, so it's definitely helped with my overall anxiety, but then also with social anxiety. Since my anxiety is less, my intrusive thoughts are less. I feel like because of my intrusive thoughts, I've never been able to actually love someone before. I only ever obsessed with someone, and then I would have such bad intrusive thoughts about every aspect of being with them and with myself relating to them that I would just eventually lose feelings, and I would never like someone. I've never liked someone for more than 2 or 3 months because those feelings and checking those feelings are so debilitating that it just causes you to lose feelings for people because of how painful and exhausting it is. I've liked someone for 4 months now. That's double than I've ever liked anyone. I actually might know what it means to love someone now, this person I'm talking to. Before starting this medication, I was just always so in my head and filled with anxiety. I was just always constantly confused about how I felt, and I felt like it wasn't fair to me or the other person for me to be having these feelings, so I would just always end up breaking up with them. Now that I've started the medication, I'm just so much more sure about my relationship, and I'm like, I actually know that this is what I want, and I'm sure that those people before weren't meant for me. I feel like it's different this time. Whenever I've started a new relationship in the past, I've always been like, it's going to be different this time, and it never was. But this time I feel like it actually was, and it actually is, and I'm hesitant to say it just because my brain is like, if you say it, then it's not gonna be true or something, but I need to get past that, like the fucking jinxing it. Does anyone else with OCD like truly believe that that's a thing? Like, I feel like I can't say certain things because it will or won't come true. And that's like not realistic. Because if we're talking about the law of attraction, if you say something, it would come true, not the opposite. So it just doesn't make sense. But anyway, my cat's sitting right there. I'm at peace more with myself and with my life and with my life choices, and I'm just able to exist more. I still exist a lot in my head. A lot. I'm such a fucking thinker. I'm constantly like playing scenarios in my head. The awesome thing now is that they're not repetitive scenarios that are out of anxiety, like trying to prepare myself for something or like replaying past events because I'm like embarrassed. It's more just like random stuff. Songs still get stuck in my head for weeks on end. The same song or the same word. Like I've been saying meow for the past 2 weeks randomly. Hopefully it changes soon because it's kind of starting to get annoying. I'll give you another update in like a week. Just to see if the intrusive thoughts get a little bit better. I'm sure that I would need a higher dose because I'm on the starting dose, but I don't want to get on a higher dose because I want to be able to do some of the work myself because it'll create faster growth that way. I don't want a complete crutch. Like I need a little bit of a crutch, and I feel like that's what the starting dose is for me, to where I can do some of that work on my own and it's not as debilitating. That's just how it is for me. There are people with way worse OCD. They might need something else than I do. I'm very content with where I am with this medication journey right now. I want to be on it for at least another month or two. I still have diminished libido and SD. You can look up what that is if you want to. Basically, it's so hard to come. That has happened with any SSRI that I've taken. So that's a pretty common thing for me. I tend to forget to eat. When I'm hungry, I'll just get distracted. I don't know if that's because of the medication, but it's been happening a lot. I've definitely lost weight on this medication because, as you guys know, if you watched my first video, it's extremely hard to eat, but now it just helps me not overeat, but I'm also tending to forget to eat sometimes. I've been getting better at it, especially this past week. I'm still scared of the grocery store. I'm not like scared of it, I just hate going to the grocery store. I don't like anything about it. I don't like being in the cold store. I don't like having to look at all the options and like think about what I want to eat in the future. Like, I don't know. How do I know what I'm gonna want to eat tomorrow or next week? I don't even know what I want to eat for dinner. It's literally, this is the date. 11:43, October 27th. And this is my boyfriend. Hee hee hee. Let me show you my cutest kitty.
The love of my life. Oh, hello. Hello. She's just so cute, and she matches her bed.
Aww. See you in a week. So, I didn't look at my hair. Let me not look. was about to say, let me not look crazy for YouTube, and then my hair stuck straight up. Day 1 of starting Fluvoxamine was September 22nd, 2025. Right now, it is November 10th, 2025. So I started Fluvoxamine 49 days ago, which is basically like a month and 2.5 weeks. That means that it's supposedly fully working. At this point, it's supposed to take 6 weeks to fully work. As of the past week, my only side effects have been clenching my jaw. This has been an issue since the beginning. When I first started the medication, especially within the first 2 weeks, I would clench my jaw so badly that my gums would bleed, and then that's how I would realize. I would be like, oh, there's blood in my mouth. That's still an issue, and I do it pretty often. I don't know if it's gonna go away, but it does get better day to day slightly. My eating is normal. It's as it was before. I've always struggled with binge eating for almost 10 years now. Ever since I got on Wellbutrin, that's helped completely. I've only had like a few binge eating episodes since I started Wellbutrin a few years ago. From going to like 2 to 3 episodes a day. It was very hard to eat on Fluvoxamine when I first started it because I was very nauseous and all the food just sounded disgusting. I don't have that issue anymore. If I don't want to eat something, it's gonna be hard to eat it, obviously. But it's a little bit hard to find something that I want to eat. So it's not completely back to normal, but it's a lot better than it was before, and I see it getting better still. My sleep is almost back to normal, like how it was before I started the medication, although I do still wake up in the middle of the night, but I am able to go back to sleep, and I'm able to sleep in quite well. I don't have an issue peeing anymore, thank God, because that was annoying. I literally couldn't pee. Like, it stops something in your brain that allows your muscles to relax. Intrusive thoughts, immensely better. Like, I'm able to pretty normally function in a relationship. At this point, I've liked my partner now, been together for 2 weeks now. I've liked them for 4 months. That, to me, shows how strongly this medication is making a difference in my life. I am on the lowest dose still. I don't want to up my dose. I did just pick up another month, but after this month, I think I'm gonna stop. So I would have done 3 months in total. I only wanted this medication for a crutch because I am not big on medication. I am doing ERP therapy on my own, just not giving the thoughts attention, basically. I'll tell you guys what it is below. It's been working, and the medication makes it a lot easier to partake in that therapy so that once I get off the medication, hopefully I can still be able to do it on my own without the crutch. I also have BPD, so this makes it kind of confusing. The 2 times that my intrusive thoughts get really bad is when I'm having a BPD episode, when I get triggered by my partner or by someone else that I'm close to, and then I'll have an immense amount of disturbing thoughts. And then the other time that it happens is when I smoke weed. Smoking weed is not good on any type of prescription medication, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to smoke weed on Wellbutrin, you're not supposed to smoke it on Fluvoxamine, but I have been using it recently. Although when I smoke weed, it makes my intrusive thoughts worse. I wouldn't recommend smoking weed. First of all, it's not safe. Second of all, it may increase your anxiety while you're on these medications, and if your anxiety increases, your intrusive thoughts are most likely going to increase. Check with your doctor. I'm not a doctor. This is just from my personal experience. My social anxiety is a lot less bad. I actually have to present in class soon, and if I were to hear of this in the past, I would throw up. Like, I would do anything and everything I could to get out of having to stand in front of the class and speak. I don't like the attention being on me. I don't think I'd be able to go alone in front of the class and speak still, unless it's something like really short and I would need something to read off of because my mind just goes blank in front of people. I have social anxiety. Fluvoxamine is helping with that. So when I heard that we have a group presentation, I only slightly freaked out, but I was like, it might be okay. I don't feel like I'm gonna throw up because of it. I did think about, well, try and get out of it, but I'm not gonna do that. It's not that bad to the point where I feel like I have to do that. I don't have spikes of anxiety throughout the day. My cortisol is pretty leveled. In the morning, sometimes it's a little bit higher, but I did do a cortisol detox, which I'm going to make a video on because it helped immensely. But the medication also helped with that. Overall, my anxiety is better. I'd honestly say my depression is a little bit better too, but I cannot be certain because it's not fully winter yet. I mean, we're still in fall. Although there is snow outside, typically I think I would feel more depressed at this point, even on Wellbutrin. I've been on Wellbutrin for 3 years, so I can kind of see the cycle right by now and compare it to how it is with Fluvoxamine. I'm not jittery at all anymore. That doesn't happen to me. I don't get nauseous anymore. Beginning of taking this medication, I think I remember being tired quite a bit throughout the day, and that doesn't really happen anymore. It's about how it was before I started this medication. I don't dissociate as much either, other than if I'm having a BPD episode, which doesn't have anything to do with this. That pit that you feel in your chest sometimes when you're having hell anxiety, I don't really get that anymore, which is amazing because my physical symptoms of anxiety are honestly worse than my mental symptoms, and that just makes me want to crawl up in a ball and stay in my bed all day long. But those have gotten a lot better, like sweaty palms, sweating, heart racing, mostly feeling like there's someone sitting on my chest. I don't get that anymore. Or like the pit sinking in your stomach. I still have to be cautious about not doing certain things to not provoke my anxiety, like never going on my phone within like the first hour of waking up. Just having me time in the morning, like either stretching, going on a walk, staring at the ceiling and thinking, not interacting with people, and not doing anything that might provoke anxiety, especially going on my phone. So I still have to stay away from those things, otherwise I will get really bad anxiety and it will take a long time to go away. Those are things I have to do typically to not have anxiety. My mind feels overall more calm and more peaceful, less racing thoughts all the time, less questions, less concerns. Something that just brings me so much joy is that I can spend long periods of time with my partner without feeling like, just randomly after 3 days feeling like, oh my god, the world is gonna end, I need to leave right now and have alone time or else I won't be able to function and everything is gonna come crashing down. I don't really get that anymore. Like after like the 4th or 5th day, I'll be like, okay, it's time for alone time, but it's really nice that the other thing doesn't happen anymore. Like all of a sudden I'll just get so much anxiety and be like, I need to be alone. I can just exist and be in the moment, and this medication has really helped me be present. I'm editing right now, and I actually wanted to add one more thing that I forgot to talk about. Something that the medication didn't help with that has been a repetitive compulsion of mine for maybe like the past 5 to 7 years is pulling my hair out. I think it's called trichotillomania or something like that. A lot of the time people with OCD have it. Unfortunately, the medication did not help with that. I go through like phases for like months on end where I'll do it and I won't be able to stop, and it's really fucking distressing. I literally just can't stop pulling my fucking hair out. And then one day it'll just stop for a few months, and it's a cycle that's been repeating for a long time. But yeah, I just wanted to update on that. I'm very thankful that I further looked into relationship OCD, and I did the work and I got on medication, and that I'm sharing this with you guys because I've gotten really good feedback, and I'm really glad that I've helped a few of you feel like you aren't alone, and just spreading awareness about what side effects you might get and how the medication can help. There will be more videos like this in the future. Thank you for watching and for being a part of this journey. I hope you have a lovely day and good luck on your journey. Bye-bye.